welcome to Blades and Banners, a Tales of the Valiant actual play set in the Eberron campaign world. Casey, what happened last time?
We were heroes and we rescued somebody from a shipwreck. And then they turned out to be a word tiger and they attacked us and we killed it. The end.
Hate when
As
that
far as we
happens.
know.
It's true. The end, as far as you know.
Bye, Eric.
Well, as far as your characters know.
Right.
I don't know what, Eric. What are you doing?
When's the last caffeine entered your system?
Entertaining myself. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Ouch.
Oh,
We're not entertaining enough.
man.
Evidently.
Take that, people who were speaking.
Well, just entertain yourself with your face pointed towards your mic.
This is...
That's fine. That'll work. I will take it. I'm nothing I fix in touch.
Aren't you glad you weren't our teachers?
I'm back.
Being a high school teacher does really build up your patience as a GM.
Being a GM also increases your patience. My kind of GM.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, that's really what happened last time. And then having driven the enemy off your ship and made the repairs quickly enough that you were not then set upon by her ship, you made your way on back to 7th. So after about close to a week of travel to 7 and back, you sail back into Cinderport. Your ship showing some wear. You did go through a battle. Your ship did take some damage. Also, there were some powerful spells cast on the ship, and there's some scorch marks on the deck. And
This is my bad. My bad.
Corvin's dock crew swarms out to haul in the lines and tie off the ship once it's in the pier. And Corvin walks along the pier as you all are making everything fast and preparing to disembark, looking over the different aspects of the ship with a critical eye, as if assessing how the voyage went by the state of your vessel. And by the time you come down the deck, he's looking and says, "Looks like you got out of a fight."
Oi.
Yes.
Relatively unharmed.
Good. Easy enough to repair.
Great.
Right.
We also have some salvage that we brought aboard to hopefully make use of.
All right, I'll have it unloaded, and we'll assess the usefulness of it all, and suppose give some thought now that you've had her out for a voyage. What she could still use.
Yes, we will have that discussion. Thank you.
Welcome back.
Cheers.
Thanks. Anything of note happen in our absence?
There's been some kind of trouble in the gauntlet, but Lhesh Duurga will be better able to tell you that, or Shek.
All right. Thanks. We will have a talk about the salvage, and once you've assessed it, we can make a decision on what to do with it. We appreciate it.
Right. And Corvin walks past you and, followed by a bunch of kobolds, heads up the gangplank onto your ship to start repairs and refitting.
To Lhesh Duurga,
Ooh, I wonder what
give a
happened.
report. Yes, I'm interested also. But we also need to go convey what we found from the hag.
Rude.
I still think we need to discuss
Not
your
in this universe.
freely flowing use of that word.
It's the appropriate word. Anyway, to
I've
Lhesh
yet to
Duurga.
see the documentation of that, but
That's not happening.
on we go.
Right. You all head up through the streets of Cinderport. The city seems to be going around its regular routines as you make your way up to the keep and are led through by one of Lhesh Duurga's guards, a big bugbear in heavy armor. Taryn is not to be seen as you head down, as you are led down the halls by the bugbear, who opens the door, nods curtly, and allows you through into Lhesh Duurga's audience chamber.
Thank you very much. Warren walks in.
Appreciate you.
I hear their biggest weaknesses is that they're ticklish.
Perhaps.
And where do you
should
hear
express
that now?
clearly.
I mean, only if we need to.
Some people enjoy being tickled. Lhesh Duurga, hi.
Durga is seated on a cushion behind the low table that she usually uses as a desk. Shek, her first mate, is standing by one end of the table, and the bugbear steps in behind you and closes the door once you are all in, and you approach. Durga looks up. You are back. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And how
Yeah,
was your voyage?
The voyage was tumultuous, but the business with the alchemist was fine.
How is Aveline?
You know her. Puzzling
I
and
Fascinating.
vexing,
Sent
but
you
helpful.
to her.
Yeah, well, you didn't.
Doing great, mate.
Well, no, I'm not wrong. She didn't tell us who Avelina was before she sent us. She just said, "Go." I hear there's an alchemist in this town, right?
She gave you the name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was really nice. I liked her a lot.
Durga's ears move slightly. Did you?
Yes. Yes, I'm going to make her a hat.
There was caution used in our
That's
dealings.
Very
with her.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Caution. And why did you find the need for caution?
For security's sake. There's
Interesting.
more than appeared to meet the eye with those dealings, as I'm sure you know.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
and Ellie Wise made us cover our ears when she was asking Avelina a question, so there was caution there too. Is that the caution you guys were talking
that's
about?
true.
Yeah.
Durga's eyes shift over towards Eliwise. Did you? That is very interesting. What did you need to discuss in such secrecy?
Well, it was a fairly short conversation because I didn't want to give her. I had questions about things that could possibly mess with your memory.
Do you need us
That
to
is
sing?
interesting.
Again, Ellie Wise, do we have to cover our
What?
ears?
Oh, no. I do
Okay.
like it when you sing, though.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, so we did as you asked, though.
I can
Looked
see
in
that from
to the
your
formula.
reactions. The formula, yes. And what did you find out?
Oren, you've the summary for that.
Yes, it is a stabilizing. They're working on a stabilizing agent, but it will provide the user with a certain level of foresight and prescience. Um, see a future if ingested, but you can lose yourself, and it's not a precise experience. That's what we got.
Interesting. Did you gain any insights into who the Ashfords are working with on this matter?
We were told that none of the ingredients were especially challenging or would require particular allegiances. So no, we've not made any headway into discovering who all is a part of it.
She looks over at Shek, and her ears twitch. Shek shrugs, and then nods, and says, "It does sound like that's where they were. They certainly are acting like people who've met Avelina."
Is there
Yes, I think so as well.
question of whether we went on this journey or not?
She takes one of the pieces of paper from her desk and turns it around and slides it across. We just wanted to make sure you weren't here. And what you see is an official-looking document under the seal of Prince Ryger, and it relates a complaint from a merchant vessel flying under or sailing under Prince Ryger's protection that claims it was attacked by a ship flying in Coral Fang colors.
No, we weren't there. Though we were not without our own adventures on the water. Found ourselves under attack both ways on this journey. But we
Really?
laid siege to none.
And how did you fare in the battles?
Fortunate. The way there wasn't so much a battle as an escape through the cunning of my companions here, frankly. The way back, we came upon what we believed to be a shipwreck and what we thought was rescue, and found ourselves assailed in the night, but by only a single opponent who we did dispatch before anyone else they were with may have set upon us.
Well, good. It will start to build a reputation for your crew as not being easy pickings.
Well, we're saying then that this attack was not something you signed off on.
I know where all of my ships were. None of them were doing this.
Do you know who's trying to set this look on you?
I have assumptions, but you know what they say about when you assume.
No.
They say sometimes you are wrong.
Oh.
I've heard it different, but gets to the same point. What do you need us to do on that?
Well, we need to confirm the natural suspicions that I have. Seems that this particular vessel was struck in the gauntlet by a ship flying Coral Fang colors. The cargo was stolen, apparently a valuable shipment of alchemical supplies. And shortly thereafter, after the crew had been left adrift, or the surviving crew had been left adrift, they were rescued by a nearby merchant ship from the Riptide Principality, who transported them to Vale and left them there. The attack has, of course, been presented to High Prince Rhaegar, and High Prince Rhaegar, of course, does not take lightly attacks on ships that have paid his protection prices.
Understandable. Is there a particular avenue you'd like to set us about on repairing this situation and clearing our names?
I obviously want to find this ship.
Right.
Can I roll
You-
insight?
Mm-hmm.
On Lhesh Duurga? Just looking for. Does it seem like she's holding anything back?
Okay.
17.
Your read is that when you walked in, Durga was asking questions to find out if you were where you were supposed to be, and that she was pretty fully prepared to believe that you had gone off gallivanting and caused trouble for her. And that has probably something to do with the heavily armed bugbear standing between you and the exit right now. It's a good roll. You can probably read that Lhesh Duurga is furious right now. And is restraining herself from actions she would prefer to take until she can confirm that they are correct actions.
She's so wise.
Most of this you read in the position of her ears. Which is where about 80% of hobgoblin body language is.
That's amazing.
How common are hobgoblins in the area? Just wondering how much Sohaina may have interacted with them in the past.
Hobgoblins are not concentrated anywhere outside of Dargoon, but hobgoblins do quite frequently work as mercenaries, and are relatively common in most parts of Corvair. So it would be pretty easy to imagine that Sohaina has interacted with hobgoblins. And of course, you've also very closely observed Lhesh Duurga since arriving on 7th. So you have you have a good bit of experience. And also there are quite a lot of goblinoids of various kinds on 7th because Lhesh Duurga brought followers with her when she first took over the island.
Okay.
So, to the survivors, or would you like to set us about researching a particular of your suspicions here?
The survivors seem a good place to start.
All right.
Lord Kalis on a Vale may also have some information, and you of course have your own contacts, but someone is trying to set me up and ruin the reputation of our principality. And I would assume that the Sea Lords of Nine Bay, some of them may have heard of it. Lord Kalis may know something because the survivors are currently, or last I heard, were staying in his city, but you have, as I say, your own contacts and that you may trust to learn information from as well. I want to know who did this. I want to know, if possible, where this ship is, and I want the ship dealt with before it can do this again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We can do that. We'll definitely check it out for you.
Excellent.
Right. I suppose that'll be all then.
She nods.
Taryn, not around.
Taryn likes you. If this had been you, I might have had to do something that would have upset the boy.
Like fire him or?
All right.
This is probably a matter on which we should be clear. If you had done something like this, damaged my position, and embarrassed me in this way, I would have been forced, probably, to hand some of you over to High Prince Ryger for punishment.
Understood.
Taryn would not have liked that.
To clarify, it was the attacking of a ship protected by Prince Ryger. That
Yes.
was okay.
Ships under the protection of Prince Ryger are off limits.
But others are on.
Yes.
Okay, just that's what I thought. I just wanted to check. We did not attack that ship.
No.
I know that to be the case now.
Okay.
Yeah, no, never. We never turn against
Right.
you or do anything to embarrass you or.
Appreciate your time, Lhesh Duurga.
Yeah, okay.
We'll away to this then.
Thank you.
And up and walking out.
Bugbear moves, right?
Yes.
As Sohina walks by the bugbear, she would look over at him and reach out her hand and say, "Hi, what's your name?"
He looks probably directly into your eyes. He's as tall as Sohaina, though broader and heavier set. With a wide face and covered in kind of yellow-brown fur with darker fur kind of piling like a mane off of his head and around like mutton chops. And looks down at you and says, "Name is Drong."
Wrong?
Yes, Drong.
Very nice to meet you. I like you a lot better than the other guy. Who's here. Just so you know. My name's Sohaina.
Sohaina.
Yes. Oh, well, that was it. I hope we see you again. You're doing a really good job here.
Drong looks a little bit perplexed, like someone who doesn't hear, "I really hope to see you again soon," very often.
Okay, bye.
Drong nods.
Well, we're to set back out then.
Did you guys see Lhesh Duurga's ears? Like, did you guys see how I think she's really mad.
I am so glad we didn't do it.
Oh yeah.
She. Oof. But I think she'd
Oren?
be really happy if we figured it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be the goal then. Have you anything for
The
this?
ship will be ready. What?
Have you anything for this? You're silent the entire time we're in there.
Oh, I was just listening, observing. Yeah.
All right. So check on ship time and prepare to away again then.
Well, I mean, they did ask us if there was anything that we wanted added to the ship, and I think we should consider that.
Aye. What are your
It's
thoughts
true.
there?
For the audience, salvage is going to be a sort of abstract currency that the crew are able to use to buy more upgrades for their ships. And it is, generally speaking, simply a 2-to-1 exchange. So they acquired 2 salvage because of Finian's excellent roll, and so they have enough to purchase one upgrade for their ship.
And what are you thinking on that there, Ellie?
Well, you remember that one time that we charged at a ship, and then when we got close to it, we couldn't attack it?
I do, in fact, remember the one time that happened.
I think maybe we should have something to attack it with. Is what I was thinking. I like hearing other thoughts too.
I tend to be in alignment. I think we had bold ambitions of being able to get away quickly, which we did, but I think the lack of ability to defend ourselves is an oversight that could be remedied.
I think that's a fine idea.
Yeah, I suppose getting a stage on the ship is probably less important than that. So yeah.
Getting what you said there?
Oh, a stage. Oh, have I not talked to you guys about this? I wanna.
No.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm planning a whole thing, but we're gonna be like a group of performers. We're gonna
Who's-
do shows.
Who's we?
Well, you guys, us. You guys put
No.
me in charge of organizing. You remember that's what I did on Lhesh Duurga's ship? I organized events.
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't. To perform?
Yeah. We don't have to worry about it now. I'll take care of everything, and then I'll let you guys know what we're going to be doing. It's going to be great.
I
So
fear that
we don't have
worry is
to-
exactly what has started.
Oh, I'm not worried.
Oh, good. I didn't think
Even
you'd be
deeper now.
otherwise.
Are you not?
You're gonna write the script though, so I don't have to plan or prepare anything.
Yes, absolutely. I'll just have to get like your measurements and everything at some point. But that's, again, we don't have to
Smart.
worry about that right now. Perfect. And I think Sohina would take a little, she'd reach into her cap and pull out a little pencil, and maybe she'd have, she has a little pouch, so she'll take out a little notebook and just write down LEY small and then tuck it back away.
Oh,
Thank
and
you.
I do like hats. If that could
That's
be part of the.
fantastic. Definitely going to be a part of it. I'll talk about like what colors work for you and everything.
Oh my
What?
goodness! If Sam and I had matching hats.
Okay, I'll have to get to thinking about like non-fire.
Flammable,
Like,
right?
Yeah,
of course, yeah.
flammable. That's the word. We have a different word in no, but yes,
What's the
perfect.
word you haven't know?
I can't pronounce it. Like you guys, it's really loud. I've been told that it hurts people's ears when I try to say it. So
Like you have a hard time pronouncing it, like when Finian tries to say aluminum.
We don't
I
understand why this is happening. This is all on the walk back to the shipmaster.
Yes.
right?
Sure.
I'm begging
Point of luck
Philip
there,
to
Eric.
tell me that we're there.
But no, I can pronounce it fine. I just don't want to hurt you guys' ears. And I know this is just a whole other thing. I'm very excited about it, but we have something very important that we have to do now for Lhesh Duurga. So.
I feel as though you're reminding yourself there more than anyone, but you are fully correct.
Yeah, you noticed that? Okay.
Didn't miss it. We should on to that.
So it's
Okay.
totally the Riptide, right?
That'd be the assumption, a fair assumption at the very least. Especially since
Solved it.
we know they're the ones dealing with alchemical formulas and whatnot. It makes sense that they would attack a merchant ship to steal a bunch of alchemical.
Well, and the fact that they were
Yes.
right there to pick up the
Mhm.
right.
Or they might be working with someone else that wants to hurt us for some reason, but Riptide seems like the smart place to start.
This is ridiculous, but I'm going to ask, when she talked about them flying the Coral Fang colors, I guess there's no way we could know exactly what the flag looked like. It's just someone.
It would mean the Coral Fang flag.
Okay. All right. Just for sure. The Coral Fang. Okay. Well,
Yeah, I know. I did it. In the
yep.
yeah,
Thanks.
The Coral Flang is just what we call the flag.
No, we are playing with fire here, y'all.
Done. See, I saw some flags that kind of looked like ours when we were in Vale, but they had pink in them, and we don't. Our flag doesn't have pink, so it's just
Coral, specifically.
right.
I know I keep saying on my GM advice videos, give your players agency, but
They will use it against you.
then they go mad with power, and
Hoisted by your own petard.
you are never again allowed to set it down. And forget it.
So Philip is like, I'm assuming to get an upgrade applied to our ship, that takes time that we don't have currently, though, if we want to beat feet to go try and
It depends on
deal
what
with
you're
this.
trying to do. Something that would require substantial, like if you decided you wanted armor plating attached to your hull, that might take some time. If you're talking
alchemical
about
cannons.
if you're talking about having cannons, then all that's got to happen is some cannons have got to be hauled onto your ship.
Yeah.
I feel like we should have them haul some cannons onto our ship.
Yes.
Are we looking at the attributes
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
file? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And one salvage is one upgrade.
You have two
Two
salvage, and
salvage.
that's one upgrade.
2 is one upgrade. I'm sorry, I
Yes.
don't know why I'm. Thank you.
You ended up with the right effective part, which is you have
Right.
one upgrade.
Jeez.
So that would
So
get
the-
our firepower up to 3, and we would have a way to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we currently have 2 firepower, but no means of utilizing that stat.
Fire powering.
Yeah.
Of powering our fire.
Are you powering your fire or firing your power? That's tricky.
Yes.
I think it depends what kind of cannons we get.
Does anybody else have any strong feelings about the upgrade other than alchemical cannons?
Is that the only attacky?
The only one we
For
can
one.
afford, I think.
Yeah, okay.
And the one that Philip has explicitly said we can get before going on this next adventure where we are hunting down a ship.
Right.
It is one that you had brought up.
Yes, I know. But it is verifiable that we can get it, is all I was saying.
It sounds good.
What a strong argument. I'm convinced.
Sold. Can we wheel some cannons
Bye.
on board, please?
Cannons, please. Connect them to our existing firepower that resides within our ship.
There's so much potential on this ship.
Just in stasis.
It's vibrating with potential for warfare.
So, you return to Corvin. So your experiment of a ship without guns, you
Tried
finished.
to abandon
You finished
that,
with
yes.
that. Yeah. all right.
Yes.
That's
We survived it. It was not a failed experiment, to clarify.
Just a less
Just-
than
Do you-
favorable experiment.
Starting a new
Do you
one.
think failure of an experiment necessarily involves death?
No, but I think a failure of experiment doesn't look good to Lhesh Duurga. And we did come back, in fact, with information that was helpful to Lhesh Duurga. To clarify.
Yes.
Cannons, please.
I just don't want her to hear that you think we failed an experiment.
I'm with you, Ellie Wise.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right. Okay. I'll
Thank you.
I'll have some cannons put on board, and get them rigged up.
How long until we can
Thank
set sail again?
Well, if you wanted more specialized projectiles and things, I'd have to. That might take some time, but I can get some things loaded up with basic shot explosives, and that'll take a few hours.
All right. We will come back to set sail in a few hours. Thank you.
Corvin steps outside onto the little railing overlooking the dockyard, the dry dock, and calls down, "Oi! They decided they want guns." And there is a cacophonous sound of diabolical glee from the kobolds as they swarm towards a large reinforced metal shack with various signs marking it as dangerous, and crack it open and swarm inside, and there's begins to be the sound of clanking and rumbling.
Might want to put some distance between us and here before they get.
Before we go, I'm just curious. Corvin, what are the special projectiles? I know we can't do them now, but what?
Oh, just about anything that an alchemist could work on. Finian could probably make quite a lot, but different kinds of damage, different effects. I don't know how to make them, but I've been told that pirate vessels sailing out of Lorgallon often have small earth elementals that are fired from their cannons.
Oh!
Land on the ship, look like stones, and then they unroll themselves and start beating the snot out of the crew.
Oh, that sounds like so much fun.
So, the limit is imagination and alchemical skill.
Okay.
But I can rig you up some specialized things with the right resources, but for the moment we'll focus on setting things on fire and putting holes in things.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Awesome.
Right.
I would like to be known for those activities.
Finian, do you think you could make like one of those projectiles that Aggie, like for Aggie? I
You'd
think
like
Aggie
for
would
me
really like that.
To make a cannon to fire your pet at
Well,
other ships?
Not a cannon, like a holder. Well, I don't know the words, but a little.
But
The
you'd
projectile.
like the
That's what
result to launch her.
Yes, she would love that. And she'd get all excited and she'd sneeze and bash. It would be perfect. You just think about it.
I promise you, I will.
Okay. Thank you. So many exciting things are happening.
So many things are happening.
All right. Are you all doing anything in town while the ship is made ready?
Finian has nothing to do. Everything is now on the ship, basically.
You had said, Philip, that we are pretty, we're standardly stocked in the medical bay. And as far as food, are we all good to go there?
You're all good to go on food.
All right.
Mechanically, is that a thing that is when we pull back in, the ship is reset?
Essentially, yes. The ship gets, when Corbin has time to do repairs, the ship gets what amounts to a long rest.
Okay.
And so y'all only got very slightly damaged. And so you're relatively easy to repair.
But then things like provisions, that would be included in that time.
Yes.
We're not going to have to go track them down and go grocery shopping.
Correct.
Okay.
Orin would go follow up with Fandral to see if he found anything about angel possession.
Okay. So you make your way back to the shrine. And when you walk in, there are a few more people this time who are there praying and lighting candles, things like that. And Fandral, seeing you, there's a brief sort of moment where Fandral goes,
"Hello."
And then, "Hi. So, I have spoken to the local cleric of the flame, and
Excellent.
he is very confident that we could exercise your possession using the power of the flame without doing permanent harm to you.
Interesting. You say confident.
Yeah.
How confident? Very confident?
Very
Certain?
confident. Very confident. Yeah.
Interesting. How long would that take?
I'm not exactly sure. It would be it would take some time, I think. Might need to get some things ready, and then you'd probably need to recover a little bit afterwards. Because,
All right.
like I said, he's confident we wouldn't permanently injure you, but it would hurt.
Ah, I see. All right. Okay. Go ahead and start making preparations, and I'll think on it. I don't have time today, unfortunately. I need to take off. But, yes. Do you
Well,
need?
if there's anything one would want to put off until it's most convenient, it's exercising and
He's very cooperative and helpful.
possession.
I'm still thinking about whether or not I want to be rid of him.
Uh-huh.
What? Why?
You don't think that's how creatures that are trying to gain control over people are likely to present themselves as cooperative and helpful?
Yes, but well, I don't know if there's a but. Yes, I see your point.
So,
Not today. And Orin turns and walks out.
Did Oren, you went by yourself there?
I would assume so. Like, he
Okay.
just he went initially by himself, and especially he certainly would not invite Sahaina to the conversation about potentially exercising the one part of Orin that she seems to
Sure.
like. So
We all
doesn't
love
feel
that
like
guy.
be a very supportive friend in that endeavor. So
You wouldn't invite us to amputating the best part of you? Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
so
To be clear, Sohaina really likes Oren. Just to be clear,
Mhm.
she's crushing on Svoboda.
Mhm.
To be clear, I said what I said.
anyone else have any particular things they want to accomplish in town?
I just narratively, I want to declare that Ellie Wise goes in and updates her parents real quick.
Mhm.
Gotta stop by and
What
see
are
mom and
Eliza's
dad. Let them
parents
know.
like?
Ooh.
Good question.
Like personality wise, they're
Yeah.
just the cutest little couple you ever did see. I mean, think of like the nice grandparents that have apple pie baking and invite anybody over, and that's her parents.
Excellent.
You know, they just
Are they
hugging each other from the door, going, "Be safe."
Have fun with the raiding.
Are they elderly?
Ooh, no,
They can be. Like, gnomes live a long time. I'm just curious.
that's true. They do live they are. I wasn't thinking elderly, but I was thinking they are older parents. Yes.
Okay. What are their names?
That's a great question. Mom and dad.
All right,
Nailed it.
Bluey.
We've been watching a lot of Bluey recently.
Not with their kids. It's just what
For
Casey
funsies.
and RA do.
Right, that's just
do when they have free time.
When the kids go down.
That's just date night at
Just
Casey
sleeping
and
in.
RA's place.
It's so
Glass
good.
of grape juice and Bluey.
I do genuinely also like grape juice.
We're
Not
figuring you
euphemism
out
for
step by
wine.
step.
Just grape juice.
That's adorable.
What is Ellie Wise's report to mom and dad like? Is it the attack by a weretiger was the most exciting thing to happen like in many days, and we were almost hit by a ship and all of this stuff, or is it like is Ellie Wise as relentlessly positive in private as she is out with the others?
Positive in the sense of like talking up how right she is about things. So you can never be too careful, and this attack of the word tiger just proved that I was right. Like you know, somebody's always hiding something. But really it turned out just fine.
Mhm.
And she knew it was going to be fine.
Okay.
And her mom gives a couple of like, oh dear, throughout the story.
I'm feeling him. Yeah. Okay. I got it. Your mom also sends then a basket. What is your mom's baked goods specialty like? Because surely you're going out again. Mom sends a basket of some sort of baked goods for you and your friends. Which is
She
absolutely
does.
I feel like that's absolutely how she refers to your crew
Mhm.
is you
Oh,
and your
absolutely.
friends. Yeah.
Yes. She doesn't know that Finian. No, she does. She definitely know that Finian rolls his eyes when Ellie talks, but Ellie definitely talks about that as like that's just part of the, the camaraderie.
Mhm.
It's filled croissants.
Ooh. Whoops.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yum.
What are her croissants filled with?
Ooh. It's whatever fruit of the season.
Okay.
And so we will go with a made up fruit pearberry.
Ooh, pear berries.
I
Dig
really
it.
want to try that.
Okay, cool. So, it's a few hours of getting the cannons into position on the gun deck and getting them rigged in. Now, this is Eberron, and there is what Keith Baker calls wide magic, which is to say, low-level magic is everywhere, and for that reason, you don't need 4 people to man a cannon. Like, you don't need that kind of that's silly. Why would you need 4 people to man a cannon in a world where Firebolt exists as a cantrip? So the cannons are linked, and whichever one of you is commanding the gun deck in a battle can choose to essentially fire all of the relevant cannons that are pointed in the right direction at an enemy ship. So you don't necessarily need. Now, on a large warship, there might be gun crews that can make cannons more effective and more efficient. So you all, could in a pinch choose to have some sailors at some point as gun crews, that kind of thing. But for the basic functioning of your ship, you do not require any extra crew. The cannons can be linked through the work of artifice to fire on command.
Can I ask a couple?
Cool.
I just have a couple
Sweet.
questions about that.
Mhm.
Is it either one is operated or all are operated, or can you can you say I only want to fire 2, or is it just all or nothing?
So the way we've got the ship mechanics set up, when you attack a ship using your cannons, you're just rolling firepower, and we're not really worrying about which specific cannons are firing. We're assuming that you have the capacity to fire all of the ones that are relevant in this attack. So obviously, you're not going to fire the cannons that are on the side of the ship not facing the ship you're targeting.
Okay. And is that something Unseen Servant can do? Is that the type of action?
An Unseen Servant is absolutely capable of firing a cannon.
Awesome. Okay.
That's a great Eberron use of that spell. This Unseen Servant cannon cruise is pretty great.
Does anyone need to know what Unseen Servant is, or everybody explains it, understands it? Hi, correct words. Do I need to explain Unseen Servant? Sorry.
I know Unseen Servant personally.
Okay.
Seamsies.
Okay.
All right. So after a few hours, the cannons are in place. Kobolds are swarming all over the decks of the Traveler's Gift, installing the cannons on their rails to absorb recoil, piling up ammunition into hoppers that look a little bit like the metal rails that bowling balls move on, so that the cannons can essentially auto load. And by the end of the hours, there is on the interior of the deck where the guns are in place, there is a fine tracery of what the closest thing in our world that I think would compare to it would be like circuitry running all along the walls, linking the cannons together. Although of course it's arcane, and so it's there's a lot of tiny little sigils and runes worked into the traceries that are running all along the walls. But Finian, having worked on ships before, it's immediately evident to you how this works. This is nothing mysterious about this. All of you have seen this before. But there's this faint blue tracery. And once you are all aboard, one of the kobolds down below says, "Prepare for test." And everyone braces, and the kobold standing in the midst of the gun deck shouts, "Fire then!" And one of the cannons booms, and a projectile splashes into the bay, not far off. And all of the kobolds cackle diabolically in glee at the explosion.
We're all there?
Yeah.
So Sohina instinctively barks in response to the glade. and then hides herself.
The kobolds jump up and down in delight. And then quickly gather up all of their tools and swarm back off of your ship.
Bye, thank you. Good job.
Yeah, and your ship is set. The minor damage that you took has been repaired, and so your ship is fully fit and ready for sail.
And has cannons now.
And now has cannons.
Yay.
Hooray.
Huzzah. And so we're setting off? Orin has returned?
I assume.
Yes, Orin's here, yeah.
Yeah, Orin returns. Eliwise returns with a large basket that smells great.
Made croissants.
Ooh, excellent.
Well, cheers then. Grabs two.
They are great.
So perhaps we should, before we take off, discuss what the plan is for drawing them out, I guess. Trying to find the culprits. Do we pull down our colors and mask ourselves as a merchant vessel and make ourselves bait, or
I thought
I
we were
don't
going to
mind.
interview the survivors on Vale.
Oh, right. Yes, we
Right.
could do that.
I don't mind going and attempting to draw out on the way. Find him if we find him, but I as well thought we were interviewing to find exactly the right ground and circumstances to possibly recreate.
Yes, that makes sense as a starting point. Don't mind me. Sounds good.
All right.
I think
Okay.
Oren had too much of that Oren's folly when we were at the tavern.
Dear, that was 4 days ago.
Well, he's been kind of logy since. I don't know. I learned that word, by the way.
That's good.
I've not yet, but I'm excited to. Right, so shall we off then? To Vale? Or in colours
Yes.
up or down?
Up.
All right, away on business then.
All right. The kobolds cast off, and your ship, the wind fills your magical sails, and the ship sets off into the bay and out into the gauntlet towards Nine Bay. And that is where we will leave this adventure as the crew sets out in search of a false flag attacker. If you would like to get in touch with us or find any of the other things that these beautiful people do, you can find links to all of their stuff in the description below, as well as to our Discord, where you can talk with us about these things. And you can get in touch with us, of course, always in comments, which we greatly appreciate. New episodes of Blades and Banners drop on Mondays. You can join our watch parties in Mia's Discord, the Sandbox.
Yay.
New episodes of our Q&A show, the Ship's Log, drop on Fridays on our YouTube channel. And until next time, thanks for rolling with us.